Bossel, Dan the Hammer here. Now, I was watching Aker King's response. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Or is it Acer King? Not sure. I'm going with Aker King. I was watching Aker King's response to the question for pagans, why we believe what we believe. And he talked a lot about how it just felt right. And that got me thinking that my answer that I gave you, all 15 snoring minutes of it there, was really more how it is that I came to believe what I believe, not really why I believe what I believe. So hopefully without going on at great length, which I'm all too apt to do at times, let me answer why I believe what it is I believe. And once again, by way of a quick preview, I'm a Nordic heathen of some 20 years who's dedicated to the modern revival of the ancient pre-Christian Aboriginal religion of my Nordic, Germanic, and Teutonic ancestors, one of the indigenous religions of Northwest Europe. And as to why, I guess it might be a question as to why I believe what I believe, really by a process of logical elimination. It's although I've had visionary experiences, which I've related some points of which in my last videos. It really has been a process of rational elimination. As I mentioned before, I've read, at a very superficial level, not as a devotee. I've read a great deal about various different world religions and thought a great deal about it. And when it comes down to it, I refuse to believe some ridiculous ideas which are held by many other religions. Now, not to seem too insulting to those religions, I respect and would fight to defend freedom of religion. But if we're just talking about the proposal of certain ideas, we're presenting opinions and ideas here. And for example, the idea that the material plane, the world, is somehow corrupted, that the world, or that the material plane, or the world of form, shall we say, is illusory. The idea that it may be somehow flawed, or the domain of evil. All these kinds of ideas which denigrate the world of form, I find objectionable and difficult to believe in. I just have a hard time believing that the creators of the universe, however you want to put that, are so inept that they cannot create a universe which functions properly, or B, trying to pull the wool over our eyes, as poor little created beings, playing a trick on us, or the gods are presenting, the creators are presenting some kind of great illusion, just to try and fool us. I cannot believe that the creative powers are so juvenile as to want to pull one over on us, as to try and want to take advantage of our ignorance and our obvious lack of understanding by throwing up all these illusory or corrupted or evil challenges in our way. And I mean, many religionists argue, well, we were given free will and so forth. It's just, it's unconscionable to me. It's just unimaginable, and it's not totally unacceptable that the creative powers, would set up a cosmic joke at our expense. Doesn't make any sense. So hence the ideas like being born in sin, for example, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense. The idea of the material world of form being an illusion, being Maya, in terms of being some sort of a trick or a delusion. I'm sorry, I don't accept that. You know, all these are examples of world-rejecting philosophies, and I don't reject the world, and I don't see any reason why we should reject the world. And most tribal folk religions and primitive tribal cultures have a different kind of religiosity altogether, which is world accepting. And, there's a lot to be said. The world is a very strange and interesting place, and sometimes a scary place. And everything is impermanent. Everything changes, Change is weird's decree. Everything changes. That which arises sustains for a time and then passes away. But that's not evil. That's not broken. That's not an illusion. That's just the way it is. That's word, or weird. W-Y-R-D. That is the way of becoming. And the concept of word in Germanic heathenism is central to the whole worldview. That which is becoming. That which is yet to become. And that which is becoming, that which has become is word. And that's the way it is. We're born, we grow, we live, we die. The next generation takes over. Everything is functioning exactly as it is supposed to be functioning. The creators, although to a certain degree restrained by word, by what's possible to create, the creators don't seem to be able to create a form which lasts, or perhaps should I say, they chose not to create form which was eternal. All form arises, sustains, and passes away to new arising. What is eternal is the energy and the information. The form changes and shifts, and that's the way of the world of form. What's eternal is the spirit, is significance, is information. This is where the ancestors dwell. This is where the gods dwell, in the realm of significance. And that is glorious and everlasting. And the world of form arises, sustains, and passes away. And that's the way it is. That's word. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing broken. Anyways, long story short, after an exhaustive search of world religions, when I discovered the foundation of tribal heathenry, it was the one that made sense. It made rational sense to me, whereas the others, to varying degrees, although lots of great teachings about kindness to fellows and so forth, kind of missed the point, I think, in terms of truly grasping the great existential question of material existence. But anyways, so that's a bit more as to why I believe what I believe, because it makes sense. So just to complement Acre King's response, he said that it feels right. That's true in my case as well. Let me add to that to also say that it made sense.